Hi everyone, welcome back with Decoeasy. My name is Janny and I'm doing this home decor channel together with Dyanne, and I hope you are ready for our daily DIY. And here you see what we will need for this next new DIY. We need some styrofoam cones. Of course, I took two of the middle size. You need two of them, but you can make them as big as you want because we are going to make an ice cream with a cone. So we need some twine. We need two of the bigger balls and of course a couple of the smaller ones. I always have a bag laying around with different sizes. I order them always online on AliExpress. So if you want to find cheap ones, you can buy them there also. But of course, most of you have the Dollar Tree or Dollarama, so they are very cheap also. And we need some two of the scrap wood pieces. So this is a little bit what we will need for our next DIY. So you see already I take one of my cones and I lay down with my glue gun. I lay down a little piece of my twine on the bottom of our cone, and of course I'm going to do layers and layers and layers of twine until I have my whole cone with twine. So I show you that now, and when I'm a little bit further I show you again. And here you see already, I am already for, I think 1/3, I already did my cone. And you see already, if you would turn it around, it makes a nice ice cone. So we are going to the end and then we hope we have a nice twine ice cone. And here you see already our little cones, and they are both of them with some twine. Of course, later on we will put a little pin inside of here so they can stand up. But for now, we we are ready for the next step. What I'm going to do, because I want to use one of the bigger foam balls for on top of here, but I can do, of course I can do with a knife, I can do a little hole inside of here, but I think that's a little bit tricky. But what I'm going to try to do is just put a little slice of my little styrofoam ball. So we will see how this will work out, so he can be very flat on top of here. So I'm going to try first one of them, and then I show you if it did succeed or not. So I see already my camera is still on. I thought you didn't didn't see what I was doing, but I did forgot to put out my camera. But you see already it did go much easier as I thought it would be. So you see, this is fitting great for an ice cone. Of course, I'm going to figure out if this is a little bit what I want to have. We will see. So you see here already I have both of them. I did cut out a little slice. What I'm going to do right now, I'm just going with my glue gun. I'm going to make some circles around it. So just a little circling or swirling, just how you call it, around my little ball, so it gets a little bit more structure. But of course you can do also some little dots. That I'm going to do with another little ball, but later which one will be over here and over here. So I'm going to right now I'm going to just go over and make some lines around your ball. So just go over it and just make a one line, and later on we're going to do the next line when this is dried up. So I have right now I have one line, and of course I am always fighting with my gun, but you see already I hope you can see it on camera. You see already I have one line around, and I will do a couple of lines, and then I'm going to paint it in a white chalk paint. So I will do both of them and then I show you the next step. So I did both of them, and how easy was this to make? This is so easy to make. You just make little turns with your glue gun around it, and at the end you make on top of it also a little round. And I like it already so much that I don't know if I will do more little balls on top of it. Ice cones, I don't know how you call how you call it. At least I'm going to paint this both of them in the white chalk pen to give them two coats, and then we are going to do the lines which I made from my glue gun. I'm going to do that with some furniture wax to make really pop out the little rounds. But first I'm going to give them a coat of my white chalk paint. So I'm just going to start above and work my way downstairs. So I will finish this off for both of them, and then I show you how I do the wax on top of it. So you see already my little toppers are already drying. I did two coats of the white chalk paint, creamy white chalk paint. You can use any color you like. I changed my mind. I would do a couple of the little ice cream balls on top again, another one on top of here. I have to say it right. But I like it so much with the rings over it, and the rings later on I will do with some darker brown color. I don't know if I use furniture wax or I will use paint, because I want to look like that it look like some chocolate toppings around it. So I will do that later. This has to dry. What I'm going to do, because I thought maybe it's nice to do a little umbrella on top of here. You always see sometimes on your ice cone, not everywhere. So I have the two slices I cut out from my ice ball. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to paint them in the black color. And later on, of course, when I did finish him totally, I do a little pick inside of here, and then I can just pick it in, push it in my ice cone. So, but first I'm going to give it a black coat, and of course I do colors maybe you don't like, because I like to do it for my decor. But if you like this not in a creamy color but in a pink color or in a yellow color, just go ahead. This is just an inspiration for you how easy it is to make some nice easy ice cones. And I have to say, because I have to really be honest, this idea I did not think about myself. I have this idea for my daughter. My daughter said, Mama, why don't you make some ice cones? So this is her idea. So I'm going to make the idea she is thought of. So I'm going to give it one of the black schoolboard paint coats. So, and so you can see you still use also again the slices you cut off, and you don't have to throw it away. So I will do both of them and let them dry. Yes, I'm back again with my little umbrella, and you see already I did give it one coat of the black. And what I forgot to film, of course, is that I made one with my glue gun again. I made a little dot in the middle of our little slice, and then I took some lines with my glue gun over here, so make 5 lines. So it looks a little bit more like the outside of an umbrella. And of course I let it dry, and then I'm going to give it a second coat of the black paint. In the meanwhile, while my little umbrellas are drying, before we can finish them off, I take a little bit of brown. I would try to use brown paint, but I am not a great painter, and I am a little bit scared that I will destroy my little ice ball. So I'm going to take some brown marker, and I'm going to try to make the circles in the brown color, so it looks like you have some chocolate swirl around it. So I'm just going to draw in the little lines over my lines I made with my glue gun. So I'll show you in a moment a little bit what I mean. So you see I did a little bit of better lighting, and it looks really already like chocolate on top of it. So I'm really happy how it's turned out. So if you are just like me and you're not a great painter, just take a pencil and just go over the lines with your brown marker. It really looks like chocolate. So I will finish both of them off, and then we're going to do the next step. You see here, I did my little umbrellas. I did some on top of a little pig. And what I did already make some wires over the top of our slice of styrofoam. And you see already, but of course an umbrella always have little dots on the end of the umbrella. So I made it with my glue gun. I showed you a little bit better. I just made with my glue gun little dots over here. Do it carefully and not too much glue, because if you do too much, it has fallen down. But you still keep it, when you did glue it, you have to still keep it moving, because or else you get in that drops falling, hanging down. So sometimes up to down again, so until it is dry. So it is a little bit of a task, but at the end I think it will turn out. Now I have to paint it, everything still again in the black color, and then later on we can also get it inside of our little ice ball. So I will paint this also, and then we are going to go further with our wooden blocks. Of course, I still need to drill a hole inside of our wooden block, and then we are going to paint it. So you see already, I have my little hole inside of my wooden blocks. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to paint them in the black color, but like I always say to you, please do it in the color you like. This is just an inspiration. You don't have to do black. You don't have to do any color you don't like. Just do whatever you think is fitting for your decor. So I'm going to take the black one. So you see already also I have my black placemat, because the black is never going to go off of your placemat. I don't know why that is, because the schoolboard paint is always very sticky to my placemat. So I always keep one for the black painting. So I'm just going around the little hole, not inside of it, because I want to keep the little hole open for my cone, so I can glue my cone inside of the little hole. So I will paint the whole blocks, and then we're going to do the next step. So in the time when my little blocks are drying, we are going to put together our cones. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the top of our little ball on top of here. So we get a nice ice cone. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and you can use any glue you like. I use this one, but you can use any glue you like. I'm doing a little bit more than usually. Now I have to look so that I can get it nice in the middle, and just squeeze it together. You see already you have a nice ice cone. I really like how it's turned out. I'm going to do the second one. So you see already both of them are finished, but we need to work away this little corner, at least the end of our cone and the beginning of our ice ball. And I have, from the Christmas season, I have this little garland, beaded garland, and of course I'm going to take one of this garland and I'm going to glue this around the corner. At least I can better show to you this way. I'm going to glue this around the corner so we get a nice finish of our cone. So you see I glued already a couple of the line with glue over here. I laid my little garland inside of here, and it's so easy. You just take your glue gun and just go around the sides with your glue, and you just laying down your beaded garland inside of here, and just wait until it is dry. So it is so easy to do. And wait again until it's dry, and then you go further again. Just make a nice line with glue and just go ahead and lay your garland inside. The only thing what's important is just wait a little bit until your glue is dried up. I'm sorry, I'm blinding you. I'm so sorry. So you see, and I'm going to cut it off with this little bead over here, and then we have a nice finish of our, and now we're just going to glue some glue over here, and we are going to lay our garland inside of it. And he's fitting perfectly because this is a beaded garland with little beads, so you get a nice finish. Because if you take a little bit of the bigger garland, beaded garland, it's always a little bit tricky to get it fitting around it, and it's a very small narrow space you need to fill. So I think he turned that already so nice. So we wait until our little blocks are dried up, and then we can get our a little umbrella on top of it, and we can glue it inside of our little block. So you see already our blocks are dried up. What we're going to do right now, you see already I finished off my cones, and I did on the top of my cone, I did also a little piece of the garland. I just cut out one little bead and glued it on top of our little ice bowl. So we can place it now in our stand. You can glue it together, or you can just leave it this way, because it will stand on its own also. But I am still debating if I will glue it or not, but we will see. And later on, of course, we still need to place our little umbrella on top of our ice cone. So in a moment you see the finished result. And finally, here you see the end result of my 2 homemade ice cones. Like I said earlier, it was an idea from my daughter, Anne Fleur. So thank you so much, Anne Fleur, for having given me this idea. And I am so thrilled how this is turned out. And you just saw me making it with 2 simple styrofoam cones, 2 styrofoam balls, and the slices you cut off of your ball. You still can make a little umbrella of it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you enjoyed having the inspiration, and we hope to see you in our next DIY. So this was it already for today's daily DIY. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like this content, we hope of course you will consider subscribing to Dyanne and my channel. And for now, we wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day.